Hey, what's up, guys? We are recording, and I'm just gonna mute everyone else.
Including Jack, especially Jack.
Yeah, Jack stays muted forever. No, you're a good man. So I want to start this off by linking this back first to the 90-day action plan, and how this high impact week or blitz week is going to be heavily revolved around fitting perfectly into, like I was saying in the group message, fitting perfectly into the 90-day action plan. And what I mean by that is the homework that we're going to be doing over the next 2 to 3 weeks is going to actually work perfectly in with actually helping us grow our skills, along with actually like taking action that's going to get us enrollments for all of us in our team. So to put it simply, so what I'm going to start off with is from what Calvin and Ness were talking about around connecting. I'm going to talk about a couple of ways to connect while you're messaging people in preparation for sending them the template message that I've got here. So I'm going to start with the connecting piece first, how that works into this. And then I'm going to go into the template message that I've created for the high impact week. And then we're going to chat about a couple other things towards the end. So let's do this.
It should be about 40 minutes. Hopefully we can have it all done in 40 minutes. So
yeah, I'm going to start with sharing screen. Actually, will I? Yeah, I will. Cool. Okay, so the first thing I want to start off with is in terms of connecting, if you've got your 90-day action plan there with you, that'd be awesome too. Like if you don't, go grab it. And actually, Rach, if you wouldn't mind grabbing my one, it's in my bag in the back pocket.
Yeah.
We're going to refer to a couple pages in the 90-day action plan. I'll get Rach to find them as well. I think it's down here in my bag, Rach.
I've taken them all upstairs.
No, it's all right. I've got it. Sorry, guys. I'll grab it now. Cool. So, first page I want you guys to flick to is the page that...
Don't worry if you don't have yours, Jack. You're playing Monopoly.
The page that talks about...
We stopped, we paused for this and dessert, and I've got my 9-day game.
Oh, of course.
Okay, so I didn't even come prepared for finding which page it was on. Which page is the form bit on? You guys tell me.
Form.
Yeah, good form. You want to talk about family, occupation, recreation,
I know what you mean. I just don't know which page it's on.
Okay, well, while someone's looking for that page, you guys can tell me when you've found it.
Me to just look for it. Or
yeah, if you can. We're going to be using form when we're connecting with people. So when we're having conversations, you may have already started sending your minimum 10 messages that we committed to sending out in the 90-day action plan. I actually want to show you an example of a no that I got.
We all love a good no.
Yeah, actually, straight after I show you a connecting.
Oh yeah.
Jack's no's are like.
Oh, Jack's got.
Will go down in history, awesome, I think.
No's. So where is that no? Where are we? So yeah, this guy, David Pade. Yeah. Anyway, I obviously don't know him very well. So this is a guy I connected with online.
Is it Paris?
Yeah, I believe he added me on Facebook, and he messaged me saying, "Hey man, thanks for connecting. Love meeting others who are living their purpose powerfully. Keep up the awesome work." And I just said, "Hey brother, thanks for reaching out. Always up for making new connections. Appreciate the love. Keep up the awesome work too." He's a bit of a life coach and helps other entrepreneurs, just so you know what he does. It's clear on his page, like he's got a whole write-up about what he does. And he said, "Hey man, same here too. Love what you're doing with UTBY. Looks incredible and love to chat and see if I can help in any way." So I said, "Hey man, thanks for the support. And yeah, I'd love to chat to hear more about what you do for sure." By the way, I then sent I'm not going to read this message because it's just the template message that we're sending to people. I sent this basically straight after. And notice that I haven't done any form or connecting of any kind, which is nothing wrong with that, but just so you know that this is kind of how it ends up when you get to the end of this template message.
It's on page 9, by the way, guys. It's actually not very obvious. It's like quite small and at the top of page 9.
For the form bit.
Yeah.
So he said here, "Hey bro, at this time, I'm not looking for anything like that. I really appreciate you though for reaching out to see if it's something I need. If you want help filling your program up though, keep me posted." I then went back with, "Cool, no worries at all." Just gracious back to his gracious no. And just said, "Hey, if you know anyone," and I sent a referral message, which I'm not going to go into details with these because I've got these as templates that I'm going to send off to you guys. But I just wanted to show you that's a pretty soft no. You can get some pretty harsh no's. Jack knows them well. But commonly that with someone who's like pretty genuine. He seems like a good guy. Like, I don't know him that well. Without connecting, this is probably a likely answer you're going to get. Unless they are actually, the timing's right and they're ready for a health change and they want something for themselves, or they know someone that could want it as well when I ask this question. So this is what it looks like to do it without form. Now, I haven't actually sent that template message to this guy, but this is a guy I've been building a bit of a rapport with over the last day or so. Nothing much. I actually sent a message to him asking him if he wanted to do the Wellness Squad back on May 5th. He actually didn't reply to that. But just last night, I sent to him, hey man, just been checking out some of the stuff you're doing with Happiness Co. Love it. Did you help create the organization? No, so I'm actually getting interested in him. So I'm just going to give you guys a few examples like this one. He came back basically, straight away that next morning, 1 or 2 a.m. I think he's over in Perth. Yeah, he's over in Perth. So he came back actually to that message versus the template I sent out straight away. And he said, cool, good on you, man. I said, cool, good on you, man. I'm all about it too. As in, he's all about mental health. So I've been connecting with him, just asking him more questions. He's seen that message.
Could you show them what you said specifically? I just think it would be really beneficial for
So he's a radio announcer for Nova, 9 to 1 every day in Perth. I said, legends, this is a radio station in Perth or online? He said, in Perth. I said, Gutta, was hoping I'd be able to tune in online. Still keen to visit Perth sometime. You've been to Auckland before, do any traveling? So that's where I've got into in terms of connecting so far. As you can see, I'm starting to get more into I've done the sort of like what you do for work, but I haven't asked him about his family yet, but sometimes it doesn't always go in that order. We have to ask family, occupation, recreation, but ask him what he's doing for traveling. He's also a younger guy. I see he's got a partner. He doesn't have any kids, so kind of self-explanatory on Facebook too, the family part. But yeah, I'm starting to go into recreation. Then I'll get more into deeper questions as I connect with them more. Now, you're probably wondering how the template comes in after this. So my plan and what I'm going to duplicate onto you guys, just stop sharing for a moment, is that something I got off Alan Hilsing and Jackson Parr. Some of you might know this who have heard some of his training, is that once you've connected with that person over 1 to 2 days, then that's when you would find out what solution will work best for them inside the questions you've kind of asked them and what you know about them. You'll find that as you start to share more about yourself, you start to share your 30-second story. If like that person gets curious in what you do, clearly you're going to go, yeah, I actually run an online business, help people with their health. What I've achieved is blah, 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 30-second story. And after that, if you see them get interested in that side of it, then obviously you'd focus on the health side. But remember, we've got a solutions-based business, guys. So there's not just health, there's also wealth creation. So we've got weight loss, energy, performance, healthy aging, and wealth creation. So one thing we're going to focus on towards the end of this call is how you approach people as you're connecting with the business side, which Rach is going to cover at the end. But I just want to give you guys an example of how easy it is. And I know I'm talking to some of you who have done quite a bit of this already, done at least a couple of ISA derbies, and you're quite clued up. But something you want to take on for your team is showing them how to do the same thing and showing them this clip, like Jack with your people as well.
Because what I know, we've won ISA derbies doesn't necessarily mean that we were connecting with people very well. We would just send out fuckloads of messages, and then some of those people would come back, lots of them wouldn't, and then the ones that came back, we would get started. So I'm not saying that that's necessarily bad. I just know that if we can contact less people if we connect properly and get more people started. So and talk about the business more as well, which I think we all want to bring on those people that are really interested in residual income and what we have to offer in terms of an opportunity. So just from our kind of not mistakes, but just the things that we've learned over time.
Yeah. So the thing that you don't want to fall into the trap of is that you start connecting with someone and you just keep connecting.
Yeah,
you don't end
I've done
up,
that as well.
You literally don't bring up Ice James.
James.
Who's actually done that where they just kept connecting and they're not brought up Ice James because it's too awkward now, I've just connected too much.
Yeah. Now we're best friends, and is there ever going to be a point where I mention Ice James?
Yeah. So it's a common one. Honestly, I still fall into it, but the system that I've got that I put in place, like I was saying, from Alan Hills and Jackson Parr have taken on, and Rach, and that we're duplicating to our team, is literally within 24 to 48 hours of connecting with that person, you should have enough information to be able to at least go to them and have enough rapport, whether you know what solution would be best for them or not, whether it's health or wealth. You can easily start asking questions around like, what would you do if you had ultimate health and wealth? Or what would you do if you had all the money and time in the world? You can ask those types of questions and then get into why. Why is it important to them?
Or even just like, just saying to people, I was actually thinking about you today because I'm putting together a really cool
That's what I'm going to next. Yeah.
group of people. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I won't steal your thunder.
So yeah, no, and that leads straight into that. So it's perfect, Rach. So that you want to do that within 24 to 48 hours. You leave it any longer, you kind of lose the rapport and connection that you created. So you don't want to leave it any more than 1 to 2 days. I usually do it within 24 to 36 hours. I do it if I'm talking to them one night, the next night I'm talking to them about ICGX and what solution I think that would, benefit them. And that's where we bring in the template for the high impact week. So you've got the connecting piece, which you're going to start using good form, connecting with the person. 24 to 48 hours later, we go into template message, which I'm going to bring up, which is extremely similar, you'll notice, to what we did in the Wellness Squad, because that worked really well. This is it, the 16-week Reboot High Impact Week template. So feel free to note this down. I'm going to send you guys this Word document anyway, but if you want to write it down, feel free. So what we're going to do is the 4 steps we're going to follow together over this. Once we've done the connection piece, just keep in mind, you might have a few friends like your warm market that if you did just this and didn't connect with them, it would still be quite natural. So if you have people like that, feel free to just do the connecting piece really fast, and in the same conversation, just send them the template. So this is what I've created. So step 1, send the opening message template with the flyer. The flyer are the ones that Alice created last week. So if you guys don't have that, we'll send them through again so you guys have it. I'll send everything together and you can just save them onto your laptop from the group chat. So send opening message template with flyer. Step 2, schedule the call. Step 3, add them to the Nourish the Best You page and tag them in the pinned post, plus the appropriate photos album. Very similar to how we use the Wellness Squad. Step 4, send a short clip 30 to 45 minutes before the call. So the key to this is, and you'll notice the main difference is, if you did do the Wellness Squad build up, was schedule the call. I honestly believe this is the reason why people like Nat, Kim, us and our Ice Derby team had massive success and went from being outside the top 30 to being in the top 15 within the last couple of weeks of Derby, is we literally scheduled the call straight away. I feel like if you schedule a call, then naturally you go into the next exposure, which is adding them to the page, taking them in the pin post, the photos album, and then they check that out, they get excited about that, and then 30 to 45 minutes before the call, you're sending them a short clip. So you're getting maximum exposure in the shortest amount of time while having that call schedule ready for them to get on. You are going to get people that may actually not be interested after they see these things. Most likely not. 99% of people are going to be like, awesome photos, transformations are great, keen as, can't wait to jump on the call, bit more information before the call, and they'll be on there. So I'll just keep an eye on the chat. Eric Worry all over it. Exactly, Simone. Yes, I'm glad you noticed that too.
You little rock star with your Eric Worry quotes.
Cool. So, hey man, how you been lately? So this is my version of the template. You guys have got, if you're a female, you want Rachel's version. You can resend that through again.
Yeah.
Well. Yeah. I've got that on my phone, so we can resend it to you. So I'm not going to go through all this. I've changed it slightly to fit in more with the template.
Love those oversized emojis.
That for effect. I felt like it was going to be more visual for people, all those visual people. So send the template, opening template, and then send the flyer straight after sending the message. And then I've given examples of what you do if they say yes and if they say no. So when they reply yes, you say back, awesome, thanks for being open. And because I've said, but if you're open to it up there, would you be free for a quick chat at either 7 p.m. or 8 p.m. tonight? This is just an example. At this stage, you actually would probably want to check with the person you're going to do a 3-way call with. By the way, people for 3-way calls, Kim, Nat, myself, Rach, Jack, there's plenty of Alicia, there's plenty of us here leaders that can do epic 3-way calls. So use any of us. Adam and Bianca said they'll be available, especially during the high impact week, for as many calls as we need. Josh and Sarah, they'll be available. We're going to tell them. So yeah, just use the leadership. Calvin Ness, I'm sure they'll be more than open to it. So just use as many of the leaders as possible. They're going to resonate with your people to get on these calls. So cool. For example, they say 8 p.m. Great, I'll give you a call at 8 p.m. to fill you in on the details. This is so key because it's so easy to say all that and then realize, oh my God, I don't have their number. So
we've all done it.
Several times.
We've all done it. Yes, I've got a call at 9 p.m. And then 9 p.m. comes, oh shit, I don't have their telephone number.
And you're asking them 5 minutes before the call and they're just like, no.
Crickets.
Amateur network marketer, not a pro. So make sure you've got their number or ask for it, at this stage. Great, I'll give you a call at 8 p.m. To fill you in the details. By the way, what's your number? In the meantime, I'll add you to our group support page called Nourish the Best You and tag in the pinned post, plus some amazing transformation photos for you to get inspired by. For those who don't know how to do that, I'm going to quickly show you at the end of this how to tag people in those posts. I think most of you do.
I think I'll make a template for the business side of things as well. So if you do want to be reaching out to people about the opportunity, I remember Adam doing this a lot.
For the
when we
opening template.
For the opening template. If you feel like
there's someone who would be amazing at the business, or they've told you they're looking for an opportunity, or anything like that. Template. Yeah, good call. Kick it off with these ones, and then anyone with the business, just leave them until Rachel sent that template. Cool. And then 30 to 45 minutes before the call, hey bro, can't wait to fill you in on the 16-week reboot. If you can manage it, check out this short clip before we jump on the call. It'll give you an even better idea of how the nutrition we use works. And once again, this is for the health side, but there's clips for the wealth side as well. If you want to share a story from icemovie.com under the wealth creation bit, you can use that as well. So it's just slight rewording on this bit if you want to talk about the wealth side. And then I've said send the chiropractor clip. That's my personal favorite now. Compared to Mary Evans, it's shorter. It's easy to get someone 30 to 45 minutes before the call to watch a clip that's just over 3 minutes versus 7-8 minutes. Mary Evans is still great if you want to use that. I like the chiropractor clip. So I'll send you both Mary Evans and the chiropractor clip with all the templates in the group chat. I'm going to send it all bang, 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 one after the each other, and then show you what I've done in terms of like sending it to yourself so you can easily use it to forward it on to people. So I'll explain that bit when I go back onto Facebook. Now, alternatively, they say no. And look, you're going to get more no's than yeses. It's just how the game works. It's the numbers game. You'll get 1 and 2 people saying yes on average. And quite often, if you're not connecting with people, you definitely get a lot more people saying no. So the connecting piece is so key for a lot of people. You do get a few sided people, you don't even connect with them. They're just like, yes, health change, come at me. And they know you, they've seen your stuff on Facebook. If you're like someone like Nat or Rach, or you post quite a bit on Facebook, you kind of built that rapport. This is why it's key. When you're reaching out on Messenger, you've already got a rapport. When you've been posting transformation photos, when you've been posting about your lifestyle, you've already got that rapport. So you don't have to build as much. People already know what you're doing, and if they're watching you, that is. Yeah,
and that's why, like, for Jack, that would be really good for you, because I've been reaching out to people, and then they've been saying to me, oh, I saw your results, they're really awesome. Like, so people are watching, even though if they're not commenting and that kind of thing. One other thing that's been really working well for me is, like, if I don't have much of a rapport with someone, like I had a girl that's interested in the business. She's interested in the health as well, but she's interested in residual income in the UK. I just called her and we just had like an hour-long chat, and we just got related about, like, I'll talk about this in a bit, but just about all kinds of stuff, just life and, like, particularly for us, it was like a lot of spirituality and the rise of the feminine and just stuff that she's practicing as well that I have and do. So we had like lots in common on that level, but sometimes it's just, you don't have to necessarily be in the same town as someone to like relate. It can just be as simple as having a phone call and just chatting to them like they're your friend, because that's essentially what we want to do, is bring our friends into the business. So or Isogenics in general. Yeah. And I used to get a bit hung up on that, like, oh, how am I going to really connect with them if like they're in the UK or whatever.
100%, yeah. Rach, can you turn to the Feel Felt Found page, just a few more pages
in?
Of course. So this bit, alternatively, they say no. So you'll be saying this quite a bit. And look, like, this is my wording that I use. It sounds like me. If it doesn't sound like you, change it around. Like these are templates, they're guides to use. But obviously the way you put emojis and the way you word things are always different. So just feel free to reword it. But I feel like saying something that's a natural solution when someone said no, sometimes it even picks them up to go, oh, it's actually a natural solution. Kind of educates them a bit more. They may become interested, they may not, and just say, okay, I'll let you know. Or they may know someone. That's usually the typical answers. The other thing is, like, listen for the no. And what I mean by that is when people are saying no to you, sometimes they give a reason or excuse. That might be, and, like, not saying they're not valid. Any reason or excuse is valid for the person. But if they're saying something like, no, I'm just too busy, I don't have much time. That's such a common one. No, I don't have the money is another common one. It's probably the two most common ones I've ever gotten when we've done big high impact weeks. There's such easy ways to get around this, and Rachel's still looking for.
There we are.
Cool.
Okay.
So page 16. See how we're heavily putting the 90-day action plan into this. We're going to be using this alongside.
Such a good tool, hey. Such a good tool.
So good. And look, I think we're going on to this piece next week because it's on page 16. But hey, we're just ahead of the game. So who uses feel, felt, found, just to get a show of hands, like commonly when they get objections? Nat, Kim, yeah, Jacko,
everyone.
Yeah, awesome, good stuff, cool. Because that's like, if you're using anything else or you're trying to do your own thing, you can stop that. Feel, felt, found is just literally, it's the easiest.
Stop that right now.
Like, if you feel like you know something better than page 16 of the 90-day action plan, no, you don't. Just do straight up.
Yeah, just that
Simone. Yeah, no, exactly, Simone. And like, once you read that, feel, felt, found, and you start doing it, and there's literally a little example of it that's put there. You can read that, I understand how you feel, and so on. You can literally use that wording and start putting it into conversation more naturally as you're talking to people, as well as on Messenger. It's easier on Messenger because you actually got time to word what you're trying to say.
My favourite one when I first started, when I was a newbie, was the persuasion game. So instead of using the tool of feel, felt, found that we were given by Isogenics, I used to do and just like try and give them loads of reasons why they should do it. And it never worked. It was tragic. Don't use that.
Yeah. And it's just so much easier. And it's another template, guys, in the system. So feel, felt, found, like, I know. So what's an example? Do you want to use the, should we do a quick roll?
You can do it with someone on here rather than
yeah,
me.
good call. Who wants to role play with me? We'll just use, I don't have enough time. Should we use that one? So who wants to role play that one with me?
All the time.
Anyone?
I will, Isaac.
Sweet, let's do it, Matt. Okay, so you be the one giving the objection, and then I'll do the feel, felt, found. So let's just say we've gotten to the point of, I've gotten to the end of the opening template, and I'm like, hey, let me know if you'd be keen to do this. So what would you naturally say back for someone with not much time?
Hey, legend, so nice to hear from you. Sorry for not getting back to your other messages. I'm just so busy. I don't have time for anything like this. As much as I, love to take on my house, I'm just so busy.
Oh, yeah, no, Nat, I totally know how you feel. And it's funny because I actually felt the same way around, my lifestyle. It's full on. I've got a full-time job as well as running business online part-time. And I know it can get pretty full on, and I find it hard to manage my nutrition. But in fact, that's why I got started on this, is because when I tried this, I found it just gave me so much more ease and convenience in my life, and it was so simple to stick to and follow. And I was able to reach my health goals way easier, and I didn't have to hit the gym as hard. So, I just thought maybe that you'd be interested in this from that perspective. Would you be keen on knowing more about it from how easy it is?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, sweet as. Well, let's jump on the phone and have a chat. When are you free? That easy, eh?
Now?
Yeah. So what are your goals? No, yeah, but that's when you guys would then schedule the call. You go back to that, schedule the call, and you just set it up. So what was that in the chat? Thanks, Nat. That's awesome.
No worries. Thanks,
but honestly,
Isaac.
guys, it's that simple, and that was authentic for me. I did have a busy lifestyle, and I didn't have much time, and I was smashing the gym like 4 times a week, but I wasn't getting results, and it wasn't easy. It was tough, and I was lacking energy. And you can implement your 30-second story into there. Like, I could have actually gone down into, like, I actually was like really lacking energy. And I found now that I'm actually more productive. the system was really simple and easy to stick to, and I actually have more time in my life now, like, funnily enough. So, like, yeah, whatever is authentic for you. And then if you can't even relate to that, you don't have a busy lifestyle, then you can always use someone else. You can go, actually, like a couple of friends I've helped, or one of my friends, Isaac, he had the same thing. And what he found when he started, if you're talking to guys, for instance, and you want to use a guy, you can use me, or even Rach. We've all got busy lifestyles, like, right? Like, whether you got kids, no kids, you got 2-3 jobs, everyone's busy. But this is the thing. Like, when you know and believe in what we've got and what difference it makes, you can easily use Feel Felt Found to show people that. Cool.
And I bet you guys have got people in your inbox that were like, oh, I'm too busy, and from the Wellness Squad, and people haven't gone back to them and said, hey, chef life.
Oh, yeah, like 70, 80 hours, ridiculous hours a week, bro.
You know?
Yeah.
So
cool. But that's how you can use Feel Felt Found. So don't get stuck in the no's. Like, really embrace the no's and get really interested. And when people don't give me reasons, they're just like a flat no. I'm just like, oh, do you mind me asking why? I'm just really curious. I actually ask people. I dig more into the no. And then sometimes they're willing to share it. Sometimes they're just like, no, I don't want to tell you. And it's like, oh, no, that's totally fine. And no worries. And then I just send the referral message.
Isaac loves a good no. He'll go like hammer and nail with a good no. 25 messages later, he's still going, still trying to turn the objection, like a dog with a bone.
The best network, like, I learned that from, honestly, Adam is the best one at doing that. He will not stop ever. And it's just like, all right, this guy. So yeah, I kind of learned it from him, watching him when we were back in Monaco. But I developed my version of it, which works for me. So what was I going to say about that? So yeah, just embrace the no's. Like, the no's are cool. The no's are not hard to deal with, and don't push or force people. Just come from a place of the best life possible through what we've got as a solution. Like, we're just offering people solutions. Simone, did you want to say something?
Yeah, I had a follow-up no from a client of ours. Matt had a meeting with her, and she said, oh, Simone's been hounding me. And I'm like, no, I haven't.
I love it when people say that. I'm like, yeah, I'm stalking you, mate. Right.
Like, you said you're turning 50, you want to lose some weight. I pitched it to you. You said, not right now. And then you came back from your holiday, and I said, well, you're back from your holiday. How about this? I'm doing 5-2. I'm like, okay, and then she's like, oh, well, actually, Simone's got a lot to, she's looking great, but if she's selling a product, she's got a lot to lose, like if it doesn't work for her, well, she might not sell some more stuff. But, she said that I'm looking good and rah-de-rah. But I was just like, I haven't been hounding you at all. What's up with that? But it's all relative, I guess. She's seen it. I'm doing the product, and, it's all good.
Yeah. And look, you're going to get so many people like that. There's like 2 points there. One is, like, you're always going to get people that are going to have their opinions and judgments of what you're doing. Just put them to the side and just go, that's okay. Like, people are allowed to have their opinions, and you don't have to let them affect you. Like, you're just out there to make a difference, right? And have an impact on people's lives and help the willing. Like, you don't, like, if you keep hounding, like, keep checking in with people and following up. It's great what you did. And at the same time, just timing for people is always key. And the other thing is that people, if you're connecting with people well, most people won't come back at you with that. If you're just genuinely, like, wanting to know more about them and asking them questions, and, like it says in the 90-day action plan, I think it says 80% listening, 20% talking. If you're focusing on that, and you're just coming from a place of contribution and listening and just really feeling and understand what they're saying through asking great questions, then when you mention isogenics, it'll just be naturally a solution for the stuff that they've given back to you that you're of course you're going to offer. Does that make sense, Simone?
Yeah, no, that's good. And I think, to a point, she was probably just, giving Matt a hard time. But, I think for her, she's like, oh, no, I'm too much of a foodie. And I'm like, well, I'm a foodie, obviously. But, I think...
Obviously. Who doesn't eat cheese?
Yeah. But it's, I think, she's just one of those people that go, oh, no, I'd rather do Weight Watchers or whatever she's into now, which is like so 1990s. but I think it's just one of those time things, you know, like she needs to see, you know, the proof in the pudding, you know, and it's like, well, through what I'm doing and through what, you know, I'm walking the walk, I'm talking the talk, I guess, and that's, some people are just going to be like that, aren't they, I think?
Yeah.
So true.
Man. You know what I would have done, like, just in terms of the training we're doing on the calls, when she said, I'm such a foodie, and I'm going, oh, man, so am I. Like, I definitely know how you feel. I'm definitely a foodie. And I felt the same way before I started this. So, yeah, felt. And then, but actually what I found was when I started this, I thought cleansing, oh my God, I'm going to starve. But it was actually pretty easy. And like, I started getting results, and it was easy to stick to. I was still able to eat the meals. Once I hit my goals, I was eating, you know, more meals than I ate before, and able to maintain better, like, my health goals, my weight loss.
I struggle to get all my meals in.
Yeah. It's just like, we just love eating.
So I'm just
I don't just quickly I see I use, you know, not the, I've just learned that obviously, but I say to people, I haven't eaten pasta in like 4 or 5 years, and now through isogenics I can have a portion of pasta for dinner. You know, who doesn't love pasta?
Yeah, exactly.
I freaking love pasta.
Yeah, and look, like, you won't always use
way
feel
too
found,
much.
like the wording, but I find it really effective. It's people get an understanding that you actually care about their feelings when you use those words. So that's why I generally use them. But sometimes it will be just that, oh yeah, me too. Like, I didn't eat pasta before, now I do. I love it.
Yeah. Cool. Okay, I just want to be conscious of time, because it'd be good to go around and hear like what people really want to achieve in this week as well. And I know Jack's kind of wanting to finish his game and stuff. So anything, do you have anything?
No, that was the finish.
Okay, cool.
And then I was going to go over people's goals and then get you to touch on the business side, or you can just send a template.
Yeah, I can send a template. One thing I was going to mention, which I spoke to Nat about today, is really like this being a focus for creating depth and duplication, and not you know, burning ourselves out, which I'm not saying that any of us have done that, but just making sure that we're really bringing on high quality, like high vibing people. And I know I haven't always done that when I'm kind of in this, like, I'm gotta recruit kind of like almost fear-based energy. I just enroll everyone and anyone, and some of those people aren't necessarily the people that I want to work with. And that's okay. But this time round, what's really a focus for us is we want to enroll a bunch of people, because we want to bring on fresh energy into the business, and people that are interested in the business side of things as well, but also create a few consultants. We're super close to getting back to executive.
Just to give you our clear goals as well. Like,
2 consultants away from exec. So
yeah, we originally wanted to go for 3-star. That was the intention of creating this high impact.
Yeah. And then we were sitting with it, weren't we? We were like, 3-star, yeah. We were like, we'll run for that. And then Isaac was like, I don't know if it feels good. Like, what do you think? And I was like, I don't know. The energy around it was just kind of like coming from that, almost that desperation again.
I always look at what do we need and what does our team need right now?
Yeah.
And it all literally came back to duplication, hence why the 90-day action plan, why setting up the high impact week in this way as well. Yeah.
And obviously we want to hit 3-star at some point, but what I didn't want to happen is, yay, we hit 3-star, and then the next week I cycled 4 times. I was like, I don't really see the point in that, because I'm going to have a massive week and then I'm going to be back earning, you know, $600-700 a week, and it's just so fucking pointless. So yeah, definitely, Jack, if you want to add anything to this, that would be awesome. Yeah, because I know we've experienced the same things. So for us, it would be to create 2 new consultants. So we would be finishing the week on 12 consultants, like solidly at exec, and enroll that 6 to 8 people, bring on about six to 8 new people, and just like high quality people. I've got a couple of people in doTERRA that I want to get started who are interested in the opportunity of isogenics and sharing. So that kind of person. And yeah, just people that are going to stick around and want to get involved in the community.
Cool. So let's just take 5 minutes, start with Jacko, share what you're going to say, man, and your goal, and then we'll hear from the rest of you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, it wasn't, I'll share my goal as well, but I just wanted to touch on basically what you just said, Rach. in shifting that energy around, like from it being a purely from a rank or a whatever standpoint. And I remember I listened to one of Jackson Parr's podcast again just recently, and he nearly rank advanced from 8-star to 10-star without even knowing. And he was explaining that in a way that he was basically just focusing on just. Can you guys hear me better now? Someone?
Yeah.
Is that better now?
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, so like Jackson Parr nearly rank advanced from 8-star to 10-star, and he was literally like a couple of cycles off, like less than 10 cycles off. And he said that shift there, he didn't even really realize it was because that he was focusing on just loving the process and loving the people and falling in love with everything that he was doing. And just, what if I really loved doing launch parties? What if I just really loved helping these people? And he wasn't doing it purely to hit a rank. And that just was like, because I feel like I've been stuck at like director for ages now. And it's like, what if I just like fell in love with all of the processes and just enjoyed it and didn't really worry about all that kind of stuff?
Yes.
And it shifted. It just felt so much better. So I thought I'd share that with you guys.
Oh man,
In saying that, I want to get to executive. So, get into getting back to exec is the big goal. Minimum back to director and participating in the director pools is going to be amazing in itself. But I just want to help as many people as I can and start to help the guys in my team who are wanting to share this and stuff. Just help them really get into a groove with things, and if I can help them get a couple of people started, I think that will definitely feel really good as well. And for them to start kind of getting into a flow of things is where I want to get to.
Awesome. So awesome.
Cheers, Jay.
And just to clarify, Mackenzie and Cam, they're both in your team, are they?
Yeah.
Yeah. And they're just so awesome. Like, she messaged me actually and just was getting a bit of, asking me a few questions about messaging people and stuff. And like, I was just like, that's what you want. Like, people that actually like keen and they want to do this and they're interested in being involved in the community. And that's what I meant about like bringing on high vibing people. And
yeah, absolutely. Like Mackenzie, I enrolled a little while ago, but she's young. She's like 19, 20 or something. And she's just had a shitload of uni work to do. So that's why she's kind of fallen off the grid a little bit, but she went consultant in her first week.
So good.
But yeah, she absolutely loves it. She loves the environment and the community and everything like that. Like, she was super skeptical, literally didn't even believe that this was a thing. And I managed to get her to celebration for the day. And she was just like walking around hugging people, just absolutely loving it. And Cam is just like one of the loveliest guys you'll ever meet in your life.
Yeah, he's beautiful.
Just a heart of gold, absolute heart of gold. And he's a legend. And like, they're both off to like slow starts, if you will, like, but whatever it is, what it is. They're on their own journey and doing their thing, but they're plugging in, and they're doing it, and it's going to happen. So just kind of taking that time with them and making sure that they're having fun doing it.
Yeah, exactly. And like, what even is, like slow, like it's just a perception, right? Like, because we sat at manager for 12 months, which like is kind of crazy when you think about it. And then I was saying to Isaac that this is the closest we've been back to paid as executive since 2016. Can you believe that? Like 2 years basically, or 18 months, like just feel like a long time, but like we've had to really grow ourselves as people to be able to hold space for that. And
I'll tell you the number one difference, the only shift is duplication. Like, we just started duplicating. We started using systems.
I think we've worked on ourselves heaps as well in terms of who we are as people. But
I don't think to create consultants you don't have to be the most personally developed person in the world. Yes, it helps, and to have that leadership, but just know that wherever you guys are at, to create consultants is easy with systems, templates, and duplication. Yeah,
and just like being like, so I've got one girl, Kate, who lost 17 kilos. I don't want to talk too much, but who lost 17 kilos in the UK. Her photos are phenomenal. And it's just taken like me pretty much like getting her story and like writing a post for her to post on Facebook, like so she can share the photos. She'll go consultant straight away as soon as she shares them because they're incredible. But like sometimes it takes that kind of like real pushing someone. And I know when she gets a bit of money coming through, like that will change stuff for her. You know, I don't know if she's going to build like a massive business right now, but just sometimes it takes that kind of real encouragement. And in the early days, I just wasn't doing that. I was like, oh, if you want it, you need to go do it yourself kind of thing. Whereas I'm like much more behind people nowadays. So thanks for sharing that, Jack. That's really awesome.
Yeah. Cheers, man.
Yeah. Okay. Who wants to go next?
Cool. We'll just give like a quick one. Like
Nat, do you want to
30 seconds
go?
to 1 minute each. Yeah, exactly. That's a good point. I was going to say the same thing, Jack. Heidi, so many other leaders, Jen Jeffries, like they don't ever really talk about the business. I personally think offer all the solutions, the right solution for the right person. That's the way I go about it. But you can literally start with the products every single time and still build a massive business just like Heidi.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they don't use the word business. They just like, who can we help? You know, who do you know who would you know, want to do something like this or whatever? Who do you know who has health goals or something like that?
Heidi uses. Oh, sorry, Jack.
Yeah, sorry, just one last bit. But then also, just so you guys know, Super Saturday Tauranga is going to be heavily focused on that.
Awesome.
So good.
Thanks, man.
Which you're speaking at, you legend.
Nat,
okay, go on then, Nat.
Yeah, I was just going to say Heidi, in that training she did with the Aiden and I was all on creating consultants. And the thing that I really got was she talks about it being a rebate and takes away like business and all of that lingo.
Yeah.
But yeah, thanks for sharing that, Jack. That was epic. And I think it's really awesome. A lot of us seem to be shifting towards exactly what's being talked about on the call about what Jack said around like, and Rach, you've mentioned it too, just like having that fun and not being so significant, and doing it for the love of it versus in fear. So I love that.
Yeah.
What are you wanting me to share, Rach?
Oh, just what you want to do in this week, like in the week that's coming up. What would you love to see?
Oh, I haven't actually created any specific goals. Is that what you're wanting?
Yeah.
Like X amount of enrollments type thing?
Yeah, or like, you know, you want to, I don't know, help your team and whatever, or like it could be anything. Like it doesn't have to be necessarily enrollments.
Have you created any goals in the 90-day action plan yet?
No.
Okay, well that's all right. Just sit with it anyway, and like we're gonna have another call next week, and we'll be asking goals that week as well.
Simone just said, "Why have your hoodie on?" I'm cold, even though I'm not in Queenstown.
You're a thug.
I'm a thug. Sorry. What did you just say, Isaac? I got distracted.
No, so you can sit on it and then create your goals and then bring it to next week's call because we're gonna do that again next week.
Yeah, no, that sounds perfect.
Does anyone have goals, like just the people who actually have a set goal that they know for high impact week they want to achieve and create?
And it could be like double PIBs. It don't feel like it needs to be like, oh, I don't. Did Jack even say his goal? I'm like, no. It doesn't have to be like I want to enroll 10 people. Like it could just be like I want to start 2 new people and I want to help create a consultant or whatever. But just having something to work towards without being attached.
Should we? I'm just thinking to save time. Should we put our goals in the chat, and then if anyone wants anything further, they can request that because it's now 10 to 10.
Yeah, just keep it short and concise in the chat. And
what about just enroll anyone? That's my goal.
Enroll anyone. Who's got a dog?
Yeah, one person will be good. Stop with the maybes and ifs and the buts. Just anyone.
Yeah.
Awesome, Simone. I love that. So good. Okay, cool. Yeah, and we've gone at 9 minutes over, so I'm just gonna finish it up by saying, whatever way feels good to you to talk about this, talk about it. Like, there's no way. I think in the past we've all been so fixated on what's the best way to talk about residual income, or what's the best way to talk about, you know, the health products or whatever. But I was out on an appointment today with a woman that said network marketing keeps coming into her life, and she's part of like what I call the Auckland clique, the Auckland circle. Like there's all these women that are in like they're life coaches and they're entrepreneurs and they're into like business and stuff, and she's one of them. She's beautiful, by the way. She's amazing. But I was just talking to her, and she said, "What do you do?" I said, "Oh, I have an isogenics business. I do that full time. I used to be in corporate." And she was like, "Oh, awesome." And she said, "Oh, I've always kind of like, we chatted for a while, and then she said, "Oh, I've always kind of thought like, you know, I'm not really into protein and stuff like that." And you know, I was like, you know, I just thought the same thing. But what I love about isogenics is that I'm helping get, for me, it's getting more money in the hands of light workers, like more money in the hands of people that have gifts that they want to share with the world, that usually would be like fucking broke poor, and now able to earn residual income. How cool is that? And she was like, that's so cool. And then I was just sharing with her about adaptogens and the oils and all of this other stuff that's coming. And I just really got how amazing isogenics was, and how I talked about the money without it being like, it just resonated with her and it resonated with me. So that's what I was just saying. Just find what works for you and then share it from that place. And it will feel really, it'll feel really authentic, and people will feel your heart. So feel the contribution that you want to be to them. So that was it.
Awesome. No, that's perfect. Thanks, Rach.
No worries.
Cool. Okay. Awesome. Thanks, guys. That's us. Have an epic next week. We'll I'll just choose a night to schedule the call. Yeah, we'll talk about that tonight and let you guys know. But yeah, put your goal, if you've got a goal, put it up over the next, it'd be awesome to see in the next 24 hours. If you want to think overnight, do that. I'll send the templates out and we'll go from there. But just start connecting with people, do what the homework is. Focus on the homework of the 90-day action plan, lead into the template, and it'll all just go from there. You guys will see some massive success. Just take massive action and have fun. Chat, go try beat Adam at Monopoly. Good luck with that. And love you guys.
Love you all. Speak to you soon.
See you guys.
Thanks for that.
Bye, guys. Good night.
Bye. Good luck, Jack.
See ya.
See you guys.
Smash him.
Love you
I
all.
just owe someone $50.
$50. This is real money, Monopoly. Oh, I should say.
Fucking hell.
Man, he swore on.
Robbery over here.